Alright, I've received tons of requests on this, so here's how you can holistically heal from hypothyroidism. Now, you know they love giving names to symptoms, so hypothyroidism is the name that they've labeled individuals with who have an underactive thyroid. As you can imagine, having an underactive thyroid affects its ability to produce hormones. The main hormones that the thyroid produces are triiodothyronine, aka T3, as well as thyroxine, aka T4. These hormones affect your energy levels, your body temperature, your mood, your heartbeat, and much more. Now, here's an important factor. Many of the times when we're dealing with hypothyroidism, we're dealing with a pituitary compromise. We see this in many diseases, but people don't consider it because they're not holistically healing. They're just looking at the symptom. The average person does not think about this because they're focused on treating their disease as opposed to actually healing holistically and looking at the underlying causes. I've said this time and time again, and to be honest, I'll probably never stop saying it. We are not fighting your disease, okay? We are changing the environment within your body. Healing from hypothyroidism is about taking an in-depth look at what made your body hospitable to that diagnosis to begin with, okay? Then you take consistent action there, and that is what inevitably leads to healing. Okay, so here's one of the Iridology photos of one of my clients who has that pituitary compromise. The pituitary is a gland located at the base of your brain, which actually controls your endocrine glands, your thyroid being an endocrine gland. Now, depending on the extent of your pituitary compromise, I may actually recommend a pituitary glandular, but that really depends. More information on what this is, which is called Iridology, on my website, as well as some of my other videos. I want to be very clear, there is a major distinction between hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. If you have hyperthyroidism, I would not use a glandular in that case because the gland is already overactive. We don't want to pick up function in that gland. If you're dealing with an overactive case, you definitely want to give the gland a chance to breathe while working on your other glands, such as your lymphatic system and your kidneys. Next, we want to be very mindful of the bowels and make sure that you're moving a minimum of 3 times a day, especially if you're eating 3 times a day. Many times when we see a pituitary compromise or anything related to sinuses and the head region, we're dealing with a sluggish bowel. Some of you are going to hate me for this, but wheat products as well as grains absolutely destroy the bowels and must be completely eliminated if you want to holistically heal from hypothyroidism. You don't have to drop everything overnight. We can work on transitioning. However, you will have to drop this eventually. More information on working with me at the end of this video. Some good plants to include on your journey would be bladderwrack, bacopa, which is a really good Ayurvedic option, as well as ashwagandha, which I would use with precaution. All of these are commonly used in enhancing the structure function of your thyroid. However, beware, these are not medications. We are not treating you. Remember, you're doing this in conjunction with a diet full of high vibrational foods. Herbs should come into the mix after you are fully committed to healing holistically and not just treating symptoms. And as always, I am here to help you. If you want to be coached back to health, you just want to get on the phone, or you want an Iridology analysis report, I am here for you. Hit the link in my bio, click on Work with Eric, and remember, physical freedom is your birthright.